Hi, my name is Mike from Mike Legg Books. I'm going to read you a story today that I wrote fairly recently called Polar Bear Soup. It's one of my favourites and it's lovely. Enjoy. At the top of the world, it's all covered in ice. Lots and lots of frozen ice. You might think that is very nice. It isn't. It's very cold, seriously cold. Your teeth would chatter. But in your fully heated home, it really doesn't matter. Things weren't too good way up north. The problem was large and growing. It threatened all the polar bears, the rubbish that people were throwing. The air, the land, the water too, suffered from man-made waste. A food supply for all the bears was needed in great haste. Every day the bears would search, looking for a food source, hungrily finding scientists. Could they eat them? Of course. But the scientists had other ideas. They'd rather stay alive. So hatched a plan that was so great to help them all survive. The bears needed new skills, they said. They had to learn to cook. And so they sat down and they wrote the Polar Bears Cookbook. Teaching bears to cook, you say, is not an easy task. How on earth can it be done? You very well may ask. A scientist then put out the call on radio and TV. Any food that you can spare, please send it all to me. To his surprise, what an effect! The world rallied around. So much food was sent up north, it covered lots of ground. All kinds of meats and biscuits too, potatoes, carrots, peas. Much of this was eaten fresh, the rest in snow could freeze. The scientists all lived in huts with heat from generators, which also produced hot exhaust to cook meat and potatoes. This gave the food interesting tastes, and it was hot and filling. Really so much fun as well, this baking, frying and grilling. All of them were now involved, from big bears down to cubs. They worked so well together while producing lots of grub. With such a huge amount of food, the choices were amazing. Instead of massive meals of meat, they spent more time just grazing. Soups were now a favourite thing, in fact, a tasty treat. So cauliflowers and pumpkins have replaced their need for meat. Soup was just such fun to make, carrots and peas to stir, and when it came to tasting, it stuck to their poor fur. Need cheese sliced or apples diced? A great use for sharp claws. And for potatoes to be mashed, just squashed with massive paws. But still the choicest of them all was salmon in fish cakes, the finest skill of all it seemed, but took a while to make. After the salmon was put in to potatoes already pounded, they had to have the correct shape. The scientists watched, astounded. Just to finish and make them great, a dash of salt and pepper. And there, of course, you have it. It's just the best food ever. Now that's clever. Everyone is happy now, the scientist and the bears. The scientists weren't eaten, and now the cubs love pears. The polar bears are now well fed, no longer chasing seals, and all because some scientists showed them healthy, tasty meals. So if you want to grow up strong and healthy like the bears, remember, eat your vegetables and don't forget the pears. Hungry? Try this veggie soup. Cook well till it goes gloop. Very simple, can't go wrong. Very healthy, makes you strong. This section is all about activity time. So make sure you have somebody older than you who can help you. Polar bear soup recipe, a healthy soup to warm you up. The ingredient list: 1 medium pumpkin or squash cubed, 3 litres of stock or water, 2 onions chopped, 4 sticks of chopped celery, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 sliced carrots, and some salt and pepper to taste. Chopped bacon and other vegetables can be added if you like. The method: heat oil in a large pot, carefully add onion, celery, bacon to fry, stirring until soft. Then add stock or water carefully, then the pumpkin cubes and chopped carrots. Finally, salt and pepper to taste. Boil for 30 minutes, occasionally stirring. To finish, if you are young, get someone older to help mash it all. If you are older, you can use an electric blender, but be careful of hot splashes. Serve in cups or bowls with toast cut into fingers. You will see why it is a bear favourite. Enjoy! If you have a look at the picture, which has all the food boxes in it, we'll start there. See if you can find all those countries on a world map. It might take you a little while. Do you live in one of those countries? Maybe you live near one of those countries, but you probably know a bit about them anyway. So, which of those boxes contains your favourite food? The next activity is about fact finding. What facts can you find out about polar bears? Where they live, what they eat, how many cubs they have, and how they live. Fact finding number 2. Have a look at Polar Bears International website. You'll find it's absolutely fascinating and amazing, and will answer some more of the questions that you might have about their lifestyle. Now, a science activity. What does global warming mean? Find out as much as you can. How do you think it will affect the bears? The next activities are all based on mathematics. First one, can you measure how tall a polar bear is when it's standing up on its hind legs? You will need a very long tape measure because they're very, very large. The second activity, can you measure how big a polar bear's paw is? You'll find it's very, very large. How does it compare to the size of your hand and your foot? Find out how much an adult polar bear weighs. Can you think of anything that would weigh as much as a polar bear? Is it you? Is it your family? Is it the family car? I'm sure you'll have fun when you find out because it will be a big surprise. By hitting the subscribe button, you will get notification of our books that I'll be reading to you for free. Plus, the bonus is, of course, that there will be at least a week's activities for you to enjoy afterwards. Remember, you can buy all these books at mikelegbooks.com. Please share this link, spread the word to your friends, subscribe, and just have fun with all these amazing stories. Thank you.